In this game right after the national anthem. We are about ready to go. The Notre Dame Green Knights to kick off to hand. Back deep to receive for hand are Darrell Noble and Jeremy Friedler. And we're underway. It's going to be relatively short. Fielded by Friedler, swinging to the right side. He is not going to make the corner, however, and is cut down at about the 25.
No, it almost looked like the wall was going to be able to set up Kent, but Green Knights were able to get through there. They threw it almost a little bit like a sieve and keep Friedler from making a good return. He did a good job as it was, because he's still a sophomore learning how to do the job. But he's come a long way since that first game, I think.
Well, the Notre Dame team is 5-1. Their only loss was a close one to Cheshire early in the season, and they won all the rest of their game. And coming into this game, 3-2-1.
Camera has to go through the stanchion over there. That's a light stanchion. Anybody wondering what it is in the way?
A mix-up in the backfield. That play is stacked up near the line of scrimmage. The man in motion collided with the fullback there on that play.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way it was drawn up to run.
We'll apologize for the light stanchion that's right in the way of the play here, but we can't do much about it.
Well, we can't see around it either, so.
No gain on that first run from scrimmage.
The idea normally is to confuse the other team, not your own.
It's Ryan Milligan, a quarterback, pitching to Darrell Noble in the tailback position. Gains about a yard.
Boy, that's it. That closed in quickly. Again, Darrell came up there, and the Green Knights really closed fast on that, I think.
Frank, you have some yardage on Darrell Noble so far this season. He's over 600 yards, right?
Yeah, he's in the 650 range unofficially right now, and that's running someplace around an average of 6 yards a carry, so he's well on his way to perhaps hopefully getting another 1,000-yard season.
He didn't make his average there. This is a passing situation, and Milligan is looking across, and it's in and out of the hands of Walby, and also in and out of the hands of Tim Sullivan.
And also in and out of the hands of two Green Knights. So,
4th and long for a hand punt situation.
Yeah, no discrimination on that one, Kent. 2 and 2.
3 and out for a hand on their first possession. Early in the game, no score. Mike Hominick back in punt formation. Ryan Milligan is in a blocking position for a hand. The Green Knights have dropped 2 men deep back at about the 35, and Hominick gets it out of there. It's fielded on the run at the 42, and a good return. Sean Manley hits his man, but can't bring him down, and it's returned all the way to the 30.
Holy mackerel.
Finally, Milligan is in on the tackle over there, but a good return by Notre Dame. Good position.
I didn't even pick up the number on the runner that time. Well, he sure busted through a whole lot of tacklers, I'll tell you that.
Took it all the way to the 28. First down for Notre Dame, their first possession. We're early in the game.
Talk about starting with a short field. I guess this is pretty short.
They're going downhill toward the sound. Notre Dame with an I formation. It's handed off to the tailback, run to the left. He got a little yardage there across the 15 down to about the 13.
Wouldn't you know it, that running back for Notre Dame is #1, and we don't have #1 on our roster.
About a 6-yard gain on that run.
He looks like a pretty big hombre down there, too.
Second and about 4. Ball is spotted at about the 22.
Man has really got to come up big.
We've played 2 minutes so far. This one is run over the right side, and the tackle there is being made by Anderson, it looks like.
And it looks like it should be...
Dan Anderson nails his man right about the 20.
Yeah, about 1.5 yards gain on that. So. Well, the field guy gave it to Ryan Connolly, but I think you're right.
That was Dan Anderson that made that tackle. Connolly may have been in on it, but Anderson had both arms around the man. 3rd down and 2 for Notre Dame at the 20. Run to the right and breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Should have the first down there in the 15 now.
Boy, that's powerful ball right there. It just came across number 67 for the Knights. Joe Zemeckis is 261 pounds. So he's hitting up against...
He's not a wide receiver, is he, Frank?
No, he's not a wide receiver. He's wide, but not a wide receiver.
First down for Notre Dame at the 15 now.
Kind of tough for the likes of...
They got a full house backfield, a little similar to Hans Power Eye, and the man breaks through and takes it down inside the 10.
The running back, the fullback, picking it up that way. His name is Mike Grappone. He's 6 foot, 192 pounds. He looks bigger than that, but from up here. But that's a good size for a running back.
The tackle there is by Josh Stillwell, number 12. Free safety, or the safety man there. He's sophomore. Second down and about 3.5. And run off the right side, aiming for the end zone, and he's close.
Boy.
Don't believe he's got it, but he's down to about the 1.
That'll be a first down, I think. Certainly should be a first down. You're going to have 4 chances in there. The line is really blowing some pretty good holes out there. Right off tackle plays.
They spotted the 2-yard line. First and goal for Notre Dame. We're at 8:18 left in the first quarter, and this is Notre Dame's first possession after that run back that put them in real good position. All right, a stacked eye for Notre Dame. And across the right side should have the touchdown, and does. That's the number 1.
That didn't take very long to get that score across, but part of it because of the real good field position they started with, Kent. Right off, the defense is starting backpedaling you. You don't have a chance to catch up with what you'd like to do before you come across something like that.
The punt was returned clear down to the 28, and Notre Dame punches it in pretty quickly. The conversion try for Notre Dame. Good snap and hold, and placement looks good up and over the fence.
Yep.
They may have to delay the game until they get the ball back.
They have to call the dogs off over there too. So let's see if we can find out if Gabe has anything for us down there in the field. Let's say, hey Gabe, would you have any information you can get to us from down there? Okay, Gabe, why don't you take it and tell us what you saw from your vantage point down there in the end zone.
Well, Frank, I tell you, Hand has given it a good try, but at the moment, the weight advantage, the average offensive line weight for Notre Dame is 234 pounds, and the defensive line for Hand is 200 pounds. And Notre Dame is blowing Hand right off the ball at the moment at the line of point of attack at the line of scrimmage, and the Tigers are going to just have to dig in. I'll throw it back up to you guys.
Okay, we're back with it here. Ken, why don't you call it?
Notre Dame kicks off, and that's Noble fielding it at the 10. Coming to the right, and he's across the 20 to about the 22.
Well, again, good pursuit by the Green Knights on that. Hand was not able to open up a hole for Darrell to take advantage of his running capability.
Tackled by the kicker, Ben Scuffle. First and 10 Hand, 22-yard line.
That was the kicker that made that tackle all the way down to the 22?
Usually the kicker's the guy who stays back. As a safety on something like that.
And second possession. There was 3 and out on the first one, and the punt was returned clear back to the 28, and Notre Dame took it in. So Notre Dame has had all the advantage so far. The game's been played in the wrong end of the field for Hand. Ryan Milligan is looking to throw to Scott Roberts. Complete pass, but a short gain, about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that was really a good pass and everything, but there wasn't much distance on it because it takes it so quickly takes place out there.
Notre Dame is a very good team, ranked either 6th or 7th in the state, depending on whose newspaper you're reading. Ryan Milligan hands off deep in the backfield to Darrell Noble, and he breaks through. First down and more, up to the 40.
Oh, very nice. Nice hole came open on that right off the left side of the center, Kent, and Darrell able to take advantage of good blocking that time.
Darrell Noble on the carry, tackled by Mike Ross. First down.
About a 15-yard run by Darrell Noble.
Plus some breathing room now. That takes it up.
And Hand's first down of this game. That's Jeff Monroe in at fullback. And Milligan rolling, and it's out of reach, aiming for the tight end, Kingsley. James Kingsley was the intended receiver.
We were talking earlier that we've seen a lot more tight end activity used this year by hand. Matter of fact, Kingsley has 7 completions so far, and they've been key completions. He's running a little bit of 8 yards per catch. And those are good numbers for a tight end.
So far, the strategy looks like Hand may think that they need to spread the field a little bit on Notre Dame. They're big and they're good. That's what you have to do against a team that probably got the physical size against you.
Yeah, you've got to remember, too, not only is Hand playing a tough, well-ranked team. I think number 6 in the state, we said?
6th or 7th, depending on who's ranking.
That's right, and this is the 5th team this year Hand has played that has had top 10 rankings. And to boot, of course, people may not realize that Notre Dame is an all-male school with a student body well over 600, which means that the talent pool they'll have to draw from is significant.
About half of them are wearing green uniforms here tonight, Frank.
Yeah, they sure do. Dress them up and put them on the field.
They look like a college team here lined up along the sideline. They probably got 25 or 30 guys standing along the sideline. That was an encroachment. Hand gets
free 5.
A free 5 yards.
Yeah. That's right. We're taking
Second down and 5.
That player gets some pretty good yardage, and we like that guy.
Handed off to Jeff Monroe, and that's a tough yarder. So
the mountain man tries to break through there, and he took some pretty heavy hitting, but he jumped right up. He wants it again, you know that.
He got about 1.5 yards.
Monroe on the carry, tackled by Chris Ritchie.
Almost 4 yards to go.
From the 46-yard line.
Another thing to mention, there's several former Green Knights that are playing Division I football right now. We'll talk about that again in a minute.
3rd down, about 4 for Hand. Milligan has still got it, looking to throw, and there's a man wide open, complete pass, first down. That receiver is Monroe, Jeff Monroe. First down for Hand. Good play.
I like that play. That was good. They really didn't have a man on him, and because they're playing a zone defense out there, Green Knights had to shift over, and Jeff, he got the first down. Nice job.
That takes it down to the 47 with a completion. First down for Hand. So Hand has got a little bit of a march started here. We have just under 6 minutes left, first quarter, and Notre Dame is ahead 7-0. Handed off to Darrell Noble in the backfield, and he's hitting the backfield. Maybe lost a yard.
Linebacker shot a gap and came right in on Darrell. Darrell didn't have a chance to get rolling. It was a very quick collapse that time, though, by the defense into the center, and maybe with a little bounce around out there, Darrell could have come to the right side. And we'll see if the spotter up here was able to see that.
They gave him a loss of less than a yard, so not much on that one. 2nd down and close to 10. A little over 10.
You notice Walby picks up man-to-man coverage basically every time in games now.
Milligan rolling to the near side, and he's looking for Walby, and it's almost intercepted.
Yeah, he really lucked out on that because number 13 for Zulo, the starting quarterback, was the man who almost intercepted that ball for Notre Dame. He had that well anticipated.
And if he had picked that off, he was going to go right down the sideline for another score.
No question about that.
3rd down and 10 for Hand. Ryan Milligan at quarterback, Jeff Monroe the fullback, Darrell Noble at tailback, and Milligan's looking to throw long, and that one's going to be, that may have been caught by
Kingsley.
Kingsley makes the
he actually
completion on a deflected pass.
Well, and actually it was in the hands of Notre Dame, and I think Kingsley actually stole that right out of his hands.
That pass was intended for Walby. It was too high for him. He was able to get a hand on it, and then defensive safety for Notre Dame was juggling it, and Kingsley took it away from him.
What a play.
First down, Hand down at the 31.
I was watching the tip drill ahead of time, and son of a gun, there it is.
That's Jeff Monroe for a tough couple of yards. He's down about the 29.
I really like the way the mountain man holds on to that ball.
Yeah, both arms are on that one, didn't he?
Man. He hugs that thing like his best friend, and he had better. Otherwise, the coaches will make him wish he had.
We're down about the 29-yard line. We have a little over 4 minutes left first quarter. And Hand kept their drive going by Jim Kingsley, taking a ball away from a Notre Dame man who was about to intercept. Swung wide this time to Darrell Noble. He's got a little bit of blocking. He's looking for the sideline, and he takes it almost to the 20. That's close to a first down.
Depending on the spot, it'll very much depend on that spot down there, Kent.
They're going to measure that one. I can tell from here that one's very close.
If they do, I'm going to shift it down to Gabe and see if he can really see what Kingsley did.
Measurement.
Okay, we're gonna stay live and go down to you, Gabe. What did you see on that pass completion to Kingsley?
I tell you, Frank, they say that you complete that pass about an average of 1 out of 7 times. That pass was tipped a couple of times. I thought it almost was intercepted. It went right out of the defender's hand, Stash Konoski. He's a 5'9", 158-pound senior, and it went right into the hand of the receiver for the Tigers.
I heard part of what you were saying there.
Right now, watching the line play, it seems like the Tigers have got the momentum. They're controlling the line of scrimmage at this point. And keep an eye on number 50, Jimmy Marino. He's 5'8", 215-pound junior. They say he's quick as a cat against the run.
Okay, back in play.
Run by Darrell Noble this time, crosses the 20, gains 2 or 3.
Getting a little routine built up here, which is kind of nice overall, Kent.
From the 18-yard line.
About a 2.5-yard gain by Darrell Noble. Then Hand on their first good possession here. They're down to about the 18-yard line with a little over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Notre Dame is ahead 7-0. Milligan rolling to the far side, and if he can outrun the corner, he gets around the corner a bit.
Nice ball.
We'll see where they mark him out of bounds about the 12.
It's going to give him about a 7 or 8 yard.
Yeah, about 8 yards.
Nice job. He really had to turn it on.
12-yard line.
He had a defender chasing him from behind.
Oh, he did.
But he outran him. Milligan is a very good runner with a football.
Excellent speed on him when he gets digging like that. Normally you don't seem to see foot speed like that, but you have to turn it on, and he did.
Third and about 1.5 yards, and this one's going to be run right up the middle by Darrell Noble, and he's near the 20, or excuse me, near the 10.
I think depending on the mark, he should be.
It looks like he's got it. They're marking it right on the 10, and that gives him first down by a good foot or so. First down for Hand at the 10.
1st and 10 and 1st and goal.
Right out on the 10-yard stripe.
1st and goal from the 10.
This is a pretty good sustained drive against a good team.
Very, very much, no question.
You got to have a little bit of luck, though. That pass that Kingsley brought down.
Oh, you got to love it. Kingsley the younger is becoming Kingsley the older.
There's a one-man set in the backfield, and his pitch to, that looks like Bergami. Bergami is across the 10 down to about the 9. Gained a yard or so.
I gave him 1 on that, but 3.4 yard territory right here, Ken. Oh, no.
Jeff Monroe and Tim Sullivan into the game for this play. Outer Bergami and Dan Anderson.
We haven't seen Anderson carrying the ball. Still probably because of his shoulder being somewhat weak.
Now Hand swings it strong over to the left. They got 3 receivers to the left side. And Milligan's rolling that way, looking to throw. And there's a man. Touchdown Hand. Greg Walby. Greg Walby caught it right at the goal line, took it in.
Beautiful move by the wall banger out there. He did a fake to the left corner and cut right up the goal line wide open.
We got a flag. I didn't see the flag. Oh, that play is going to come back, Frank.
That'll look great on the film, but
what was the infraction there?
Didn't see it.
I still haven't seen the flag, and he didn't pick up the signal.
Probably going to be a holding.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back. 5 yards. That's not holding. Yeah. Motion penalty, it looks like.
One of the receivers might have left a little early.
I didn't see where Walby was lined up. They had 3 receivers to the left. He was one of them. Was he wide?
The father one, yeah. With a little juke to that far corner.
They got Scott Roberts on the near side and Greg Walby to the far side. And Milligan looking to throw, and it's caught by tight end Kingsley at the 10. Just outside the 10. Going to bring up a third down, 3rd and goal.
Kingsley on the reception, tackled by Mike O'Keefe. 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line.
These are tough yards down here. You hear a lot now when you're talking in the NFL and stuff about the red zone. This is certainly the red zone. Anything inside the 20 is tough territory.
They need a little over 10 yards for the touchdown, and they're going to come out with 3 receivers to the left. Bergami's slot left, and then Scott Roberts, and Walby is the far man. And they're looking to throw again, and it's incomplete. A defensive man cut in front of Walby. Walby was able to touch it, but that was all. Incomplete brings up 4th down. You think Hand might try a field goal here, Frank?
I think so, yeah.
Because it is 4th and a good 10 yards.
Yeah.
Pass knocked away by microphone. 4th and goal from the 10.
No indication yet. I believe they're going to run this play.
I guess they are. I don't know why you wouldn't go for the field goal. Maybe the angle's a little bit
4th
hard.
down play. For Hand. They need the end zone, or Notre Dame gets it back. Looking to throw across the middle, and boy, there's defenders all over the place right in there. He threw into about 4-man coverage on the receiver.
Yeah, what you saw right then is Notre Dame just fell back in what they call really the nickel defense. Five defenders fell straight back and looked for the quarterback to actually telegraph something. Kingsley was diving across the middle from his tight end position right into the middle of all those guys.
So we're inside of a minute here, and Notre Dame gets the ball back at the 10. Dive up to about the 14. Finish what you were saying.
I was going to say, yes, on that particular pass would have been better to be a lob pass right into the back of the end zone the way that was set up. And that could have been effective that way because Kingsley was behind them. And one man was on Wallaby, though, out on the far left side.
2nd down and about 6 for Notre Dame, and a run to the right side, carries forward for a yard or so. It's Kingsley in the bottom of that tackle, Kingsley and Mesa.
Yeah, nice job by Matt holding it home. He actually picked up 2 blockers that time, came at him, and he fended them off and able to pick up without too damaging a run.
3rd down and a long 4 for Notre Dame. We're going to run out the quarter before we get this play off, however, and have to look through that light tower down the other end of the field.
Notre Dame 7-0.
That was a quick first quarter, and Notre Dame leading 7-0. Hand with a good opportunity. It came away with nothing, but they've got Notre Dame pinned deep. If they can stop this next play, they could get the ball back in pretty good shape.
I would certainly hope so.
Here we go, 3rd down and 4 for Notre Dame as we switch in, start of quarter number 2. And it's a run to the near side. Man is still going, he gets across the 20. That's close to a 1st down.
Charles Pitt on the carry, tackled by James Kingsley.
They're going to have a measurement, I think.
Yeah, that's very close. They're going to measure it.
Time out for a measurement.
I won't guess on this one because I'm looking through a light tower.
That light tower is very well placed, isn't it? We were talking also earlier how little things like this come back to you after the years. Remember that thing being there 2 years ago when we were here?
That brings up 4th down and about 3 or 4 inches.
Very good.
Short by inches.
Whoops, 3rd.
Deep in their own territory, and Notre Dame will probably punt out of here, I would think, Frank.
Well,
I don't think you risk a run down here unless you're behind late in the game.
yeah, you really shouldn't. I mean, that would be textbook stuff, but they've been able to get a couple of yards. See what they're going to do. They're going for it.
They may try to draw a hand offside, too.
It's true.
This may be one of these plays where they have no intention of snapping it and see if a hand will jump offside. Now they're going to run the play. And he gets the 1st down, looks like, but not much more.
Well,
Kingsley in on the tackle.
First down, Notre Dame.
That's a pretty gutsy call down there.
from the 21-yard line.
Well, they were so close. They figured they could get enough of a surge to at least get those few inches.
Well, if they had not been successful, every run for Notre Dame so far has resulted in a little bit of yardage.
That's right.
And so they figured that they could keep that up. They didn't gain more than a yard, though, on that.
Nope.
Run this time to the left side, and somebody is bringing him down from behind. That looks like Matt Mesa.
Oh, he really got off.
Matt Mesa had a hold of him, and James Kingsley came in low, finished the tackle.
Paid on the carry, tackle by Matt Mesa. Second and 6.
That's another thing Matt has been doing very well this year. One of the co-captains and quite an inspiration, but he's able to have been getting through quite a bit, getting through that line and bringing guys down from behind, pressuring the quarterback.
Second and 6 for Notre Dame, and here comes their first pass. Left-handed pass knocked down by Colin Johnson. 28 got a hand up and knocked that pass down.
Very, very heady play, and heads-up ball by Colin Johnson. You know, he was able to keep his eyes, again, watching the quarterback, seeing where the flow was going, and took nice advantage of that.
Colin, the down linemen for hand, the two men right in the middle are Matt Mesa, 52, Ryan Connolly, 64, and on outside of them are Colin Johnson on this side, and who's on the other side? Zach Suppes is on the other side. Another pass play, and it's thrown hard and knocked loose. That tackle by Kingsley. Beautifully timed. It was in the arms of the receiver, and a hard tackle jarred it loose.
Very nice defensive stand by hand.
That'll bring up 4th and long for Notre Dame, and they will punt this time. Good tackle by Kingsley, made that play. The pass was there, but it was knocked loose before the receiver came back down. One man dropped deep to receive is Darrell Noble for hand. And it's a spiral aim for Noble. Fair catch at the 40.
Nice job.
That was probably smart because he had no blocking right ahead of him there.
No, and number 55 coming up on him, Brian Sponheimer, one of the co-captains, 6'3", 237. Against Darrell's soaking wet 165. But nice job by Darrell.
And with the ball back at the 40, and we have 10.5 minutes left before the half. Good to see Hans Band back in action after last week's delayed game against Branford.
I really miss him.
Where we didn't have a band. And Ryan Milligan has got some blocking on the far side. Now it closes quickly.
Boy, oh boy.
He only got a couple of yards, but it was sealed off for a little bit.
Also one of the co-captains, Mike O'Keefe, 5'11", 200-pound running back and linebacker for the Knights. He did close extremely fast. I thought there was a lot more room than that from our vantage point up here.
Second down and 8 for hand.
Well, we mentioned Matt DeConcilius being in there at left tackle today. He's getting a lot of good time in.
Milligan looking to throw. Rolling left, and the throw is complete, and that's Walby. Greg Walby makes the catch, a little short of a first down. He's at about the 48. Third and about 2 for hand. They need to get just across the 50 to get the first down. Third and 2. Darrell Noble, tailback, and Milligan rolls to the right, and he's going to be stopped short. That looked like a busted play almost.
Yeah, I think so. Looked like he meant to hand it off to Darrell, but Darrell had already picked up and moved.
No gain, 4th down and 2 for him.
Well, that's a 3 and out, but Notre Dame really only fared one first down better in their last possession. So
Mike Hominick, punt formation. Notre Dame drops 2 men down between the 10 and the 15.
Interesting. One of them is their quarterback again, Zulo.
Good snap. And punt to the near sideline. Going to be hit out of bounds.
Yes.
Out of bounds. No run back down about the 20.
Yeah, it should have been a couple more yards further, I think. But nonetheless.
40-yard line, Notre Dame will take over 1st and 10.
No run back on those guys. He probably would have liked to have dropped it a little further down the field.
Well, hopefully hopefully Hand has some good confidence in themselves now, because they did hold well last time.
That was about a 32-yard kick from the line of scrimmage. Run this time up the middle, and a lot of Hand defenders right there near the 20.
In other words, what we're seeing now is Notre Dame trying to really come up the middle. They had good success there. Their first but very short possession when they got the ball at about the 30-yard line, kicking it in. And they did run well then, but Hand wasn't into a groove at that point. So right now, Hand has really gotten so they can stuff that run pretty well in the center.
The inside linebackers for Hand are James Kingsley and Dan Anderson, 42 and 38. And it's a draw up the middle. And a good runner. He dodges several men and finally brought down by Ryan Milligan after about almost a 20-yard run.
Yeah, that draw, you could see that thing open up so well, couldn't you, that time?
Takes it up to the 38.
He was able to take advantage of his downfield blocking, too.
If Milligan had not made that tackle, he could have cut to the far sideline and probably taken it all away. The left tackle was going to pull and for a run around the near side, and he left early.
Well, that's 5 yards for the good guys, the guys in the white shirts anyway.
Flag on the play, legal procedure against Notre Dame. That'll bring up first and 15, the 33-yard line.
Well, nobody was over there.
Boy, it's amazing me that this quarterback is going 3 ways too, Ken.
In the backfield for Hand are T.J. Naylor, 21. Ryan Milligan playing the deep safety. That run is wedged right up the middle, gain maybe 5. Mark Bergami, 22, is in the backfield. Jeff Monroe.
Kingsley on the bottom.
Kingsley on the bottom of the tackle. He has been making a lot of tackles.
That's good to see.
Second and 10 Notre Dame, the 38-yard line.
So they got back the 5-yard penalty about. It's second and 10. Quarterback option to the near sideline and knocked out of bounds. It's Naylor, T.J. Naylor makes the first contact, followed up by Bergami and Kingsley.
Nice job by T.J. He's really outsized by the running back. But T.J. took him and kept his momentum pushing. Instead of just grabbing and dropping, he just kept his momentum pushing him out of bounds. Did a good job with that.
Ball is up at about the 47. 3rd down and 1 for Notre Dame. That was an option play. That's about the first time we've seen the option. Here's that power running formation, power I for Notre Dame, and they're going to run it right up the middle. And boy, I'll bet you that was Anderson at the bottom there.
Yes, it was. You're right.
Is that who made that initial contact? Also, Jeff Monroe was in on that tackle. That's going to be very close.
Nice job. I think that's a very
Anderson made the hit.
Yeah.
But he wasn't able to drive his man backwards because he hit him pretty low. Looks like Notre Dame is changing teams here for punt. Fourth and 1 at the 48.
Yeah, they really didn't get a yard on that play that time, Ken.
Punt formation. Hand is not dropping anybody to receive the punt yet. They don't believe they're going to punt. It's a good snap and almost blocked by Connolly. And nobody back to receive, so it'll just roll. Fortunately for Hand, it doesn't roll too far.
Yeah,
right about the 25.
It just drops straight up and down. Let's go down and see if Gabe has anything for us down there. Hey, Gabe, we're coming down to you, guy. What are you seeing for us down there?
It takes over 1st and 10.
Well, maybe Gabe doesn't have it on. Let's try him again. Gabe, are you hearing us down there? Why don't you take it away? Whoop, we're going to come back up here, Gabe.
Hand with the ball at the 25. We have 6:17 left before the half. And Ryan Connolly was in on the punter that time. There's Daryl Noble around the corner, and he's got some room. Noble turns it on around the corner, goes almost to midfield.
From the 25. Oh, did he turn it on?
25 to the 49.
First down in, 49-yard line.
24-yard run. Daryl Noble Good blocking on the right side that time. The blockers over there are Kingsley, the tight end. Two receivers this time to the left side. There's a draw to Noble, and he gets less than a yard, looks like.
I'm going to give him a yard on that, but yeah, I got you. I don't know if the folks back home know what we're going on here. We do have Gabe Balsamo down on the field down there, and we're trying to you know pick up the technology here, and we'll get it yet, folks.
Second and almost 10. It's going to be a quick pass to...
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that pass was thrown by Scott Roberts.
To Milligan. Yes.
Roberts to Milligan, quarterback to quarterback. Interesting play.
Scott Roberts complete to Ryan Milligan, tackled by Justin Perez, 39.
And now Milligan goes out. Roberts stays in, the quarterback. Scott Roberts in quarterbacking. The ball's on the 50-yard line, 3rd and 9.
That almost had everybody full, but it didn't quite.
Scott Roberts looking to throw, and there's Walby knocked down right in front of Walby. A slant in from the right side of the formation aimed at Greg Walby, but a lot of defenders there.
That's tough coming in off the bench and having to come right up to speed immediately on that, which is why they tried the short pass, I'm sure, down to Milligan. Just try to get up to game speed with the adrenaline and everything.
So Milligan catches his first pass of the year. He's thrown a bunch, but he hadn't caught one. Punt formation for hand. Mike Hominick, two return men dropped clear down about the 10. And he's aimed for the sideline again. He's going to kick it out of bounds inside the 20. He's not giving them any return.
Okay, what we'll try to do is see if we can get Gabe down there now to put in a few words. Gabe, we're coming down to you, guy. Do you want to give us a few? Now, we're going to have to come back here.
First down for Notre Dame at the 19.
Right.
Run to the left, and there are a lot of defensive players there, but
trying very hard.
gained about 5 yards.
Yeah, and boy, that was a sneaky 5 yards. He just stepped. He took his time. He really didn't even put on a burst of speed. He just was following the blockers, trying to open up the lane for him. And he did get 5 or 6 yards.
Well, a 5-yard gain for Notre Dame. 2nd and 5, ball right about the 25. 24, I guess it is. Run to the right side, and the first man that took a shot at him was Kingsley. He slowed him up, but he was finished off by Colin Johnson and others. That's close to a first down. And Charlie Gebauer got him a job in Notre Dame in 9.
Yeah, I wonder how they happen to get him over there.
He says, I've done this for a few years, and man, first down.
North Branford leads Putnam 27-0. Fairfield Prep over Sheehan 14-0.
Okay. I got you.
First down Notre Dame from the 30.
Just short of the 30 for Notre Dame. First down. Looks like a pass play, a left-handed throw, complete pass over on the far sideline, tackled by Dan Anderson.
Almost a first down on that one, too, but looked awful lot like might have even had a chance to intercept that for him. Not quite there, but close.
About a 9-yard gain.
Michael King tackled by Dan Anderson, 2nd and short Notre Dame.
Hands inside linebackers cover from sideline to sideline, and this is a play up the middle with flags on the field. I think about 3 linemen for Notre Dame left early on that one.
Yeah, that flag really went up in the air.
That will push Notre Dame back 5.
Preliminary indication is illegal motion against Notre Dame.
That's a welcome 5, too, Kent.
Well, when you got second and only a foot or so, you got a lot of options. Now with a little longer, it's you got to play standard football just a little bit more.
It's a help for the defense, no question about it. 3.5 minutes less than the first half here. And
Matt DeConcilius is in at the nose position right now.
Right up.
And the man breaks through. There, you got the first down across the 40. Finally tackled by Milligan and Kingsley.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that really had a big hole up the center, and you just mentioned how Matt DeConcilius had just gone into nose. They took advantage of the fact that he was new in that position, and it hadn't, again, settled into it. So that's tough on a player.
And with Notre Dame with 2 receivers to the near side, and they're looking to throw to him. Left-handed quarterback, and he's going to lay it up high.
It's available.
Knocked down. T.J. Naylor and Ryan Milligan were back covering, but that was almost completed.
That was close, but it was up there in the air, and
that was a rainbow.
That was available for anybody to pick up.
I think Ryan Milligan misjudged his jump just a little bit. Could not quite get a hand on it.
Too loud then.
2nd and 10 for Notre Dame. Again, 2 receivers to this side. And it's a draw play up the middle.
Nice.
And there's Kingsley making a tackle.
Oh, beautiful job staying home by Kingsley. And able to see that was opening up in the center for another draw play, and he didn't suck on it. Went in, brought him down.
James Kingsley stopped that play for about a 2-yard gain.
I'm going to, while we're live here, I'm going to ask down there in the field to my man Gabe. Gabe, do you know why now Brian DeConcilius came in? Is Conley hurt or anything?
No, he's fine. He just came out for a little rest, a little Gatorade, and he should be going back in the ball game.
Okay, just give him a little blow for Ryan Conley.
Complete pass, 3rd down to the 35.
Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Right in between the hand defenders back there in an open seam, but he was set up and available. Beautiful pass by Notre Dame, but Hand has got to close those passes off.
Tackled by Greg Walby, first down.
Right in front of the Hand coaches.
Greg Walby, T.J. Naylor in on the tackle. Run this time to the back to this side, misdirection, and that's Ryan Milligan makes a touchdown saving tackle there. Otherwise, that one's going to the end zone.
Sean stayed on the carry, tackled by Ryan Milligan. 2nd and 9, 2nd and 1.
2nd down and 1 at the 26. I always think 2nd and very short is a dangerous play. That's when you can take a free shot at the end zone if they want to. Now they're going to run up the middle. Gets the first down, plus another couple of yards.
You know, right there, Hand had plenty of tackles on the ball carrier, but I didn't see anybody really trying to strip the ball out.
Ryan Connolly in on the tackle. And Notre Dame takes a timeout with 1:36 left in the first half.
Let's run down a Gabe on the field there.
Frank, I tell you, the hitting is hot and heavy here. It's been the whole game. Right now, the line of scrimmage is pretty equal. They're really hitting down here. With 1:36 left to go in the ball game, and the Tigers are trailing by the score of 7-0. On that pass before from Zulo to Cooper, that was a left-handed quarterback rolling to his right. He had to plant his foot. He got a lot on that ball. He's got a pretty good arm. And between the big guns for the Knights of Notre Dame, between O'Keefe, who has 9 rushing touchdowns, and Chad Taylor, who has 14, they got about 23 rushing touchdowns between the both of them. So you can see they like to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible. And Hand is playing a very good defense. They're shuffling some of their ball players in and out. I see that Ryan Connolly is back in. He just came out, got some Gatorade, and took a little bit of a rest. Now back upstairs to you guys with 1:36 left to go to the half.
Okay, we're back in play here. Another pass looking up.
Suppy's chasing the quarterback there. Good coverage that time by Greg Walby in the end zone, and he was bigger than the receiver and had him well covered.
Well, and you know what he was doing? Greg was really turned around and tried to get an interference call on the Notre Dame player, because it looked like he almost got taken down from behind. The referee was right there, though. So the referee must have called it that they were both going for the ball, but
2nd and 10 at the 24 now.
Greg was doing a little lobbying down there.
They got this full house power eye in the backfield for Notre Dame, and they're going to run to the left. Oh, a good juke by the runner, and Walby is running right him out of bounds at about the 10. But a good run by Notre Dame, first down.
By Greg Walby.
Boy, that was a good move. I don't know if they could see it on the tape as well as we could, but he did. He did a fake move into the line and then just really scat backed his way.
I tell you, that was good pursuit by the defensive secretary of Hand. They didn't let O'Keefe turn the corner. He did get the first down and picked up a couple of yards, but they didn't make him turn that corner and head upfield.
Run to the right and breaks through inside of the 10. Tackle made by Rand Milligan.
I'd like to see Hand try to get that ball away. My goodness.
Milligan and Connolly in on that tackle.
Notre Dame can get another first down, too.
They can get a first down at the about the 2, isn't it?
Close.
Ball right now is at the 7.
Yeah, man, Gabe right down there in the end zone.
2nd down and 5. They're going to run to the left, and nothing there. Good stop by Hand. And that's number 40, Sean Manley, makes that tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and
King Conley with
Ryan Connolly gets off of the bottom of the tackle. His shirt looks like he just finished playing Branford.
It looks like it didn't even get
He didn't
washed.
get a wash since last week. Timeout by Notre Dame with 43 seconds left. They have one timeout remaining in the half.
No.
Third down and about 6 for Notre Dame. And they need about 8 for a touchdown. 6 for a first down, 8 for a touchdown.
They want to try to stuff it again, looking for a pass.
Quarterback rolling, Colin Johnson after him, and a man wide open, but he's out of bounds. Doesn't catch it anyhow, but he was out of bounds by the time he got his hands on it.
That was a nice play. Just ran out of real estate down there. So this is 4th down.
4th down. And I would presume that they will try a field goal here. They do have a man on the field with a tee.
Yeah, 36 seconds in this.
Notre Dame leading Hand 7-0, 36 seconds in the half. He doesn't have very good real estate to put the tee down on. It's right over there in the skin part of the baseball infield.
Well, the holder's got to be on the grass, or at least part of him. And,
it's on the dirt, I think. But field goal try by Notre Dame. And
fake.
It's fake. The quarterback is rolling, and Sean Manley tries to make a tackle. It's going to be stopped. If they stop him short of the 2, Hand gets the ball. Let's see where they mark that one. He could get a first down there. Hand gets the ball back with 27 seconds left. Stopped a yard short.
Hand really was a little slow to react initially on that, but when they came down to it, they did what had to be done.
Sean Manley sort of messed the play up. I'm not sure who made the tackle down there, but they finally got it stopped a yard short of a first down.
Well, I don't think Hand will do anything really fancy down there right now.
Notre Dame does have one more timeout to use. Hand will probably just take it right into the line. Notre Dame may use that timeout.
They're going to try to get him. Look at this.
It's a run up the middle to about the 5, and the clock is running. I don't see Notre Dame stopping the clock.
Hand will be very pleased to go in the locker room with a 7-point deficit. You got to remember again that this is one of the best-ranked teams in the state. Lost to Cheshire by 1 point.
And we're down to 5 seconds and running. So that will be the last play of the first half, with Hand trailing Notre Dame of West Haven 7-0. Very good defensive struggle this first half.
I would say so too. And what I'm going to say is that Notre Dame had the advantage of that initial possession well down in Hand territory because of the run back on the punt. And that's what gave them the score. And other than that, Hand has done very well by themselves to keep it close like this. Let's go down on the field and see what Gabe has for us in a wrap-up for this first half of play. Gabe, it's yours.
Thank you, Frank. I tell you, just 4 days ago, Monday afternoon, the Tigers took on the Hornets in Brantford, and they played a whale of a ball game there, and everyone thought that maybe they would have left part of the game in Brantford. They're hanging tough here against the Knights of Notre Dame. They trail 7-0, as you probably mentioned here at halftime, and the hitting is fierce. I had mentioned to someone that there was a possibility that in the second half of the ball game today, because of them playing on a short turnaround, and most of the guys do play both ways, that stamina might be a factor in the second half of the game if the game was close here in the first half, and that has to do with conditioning. But I tell you, a great ball game so far, trailing 7-0, and the Tigers just seem to have the knack of playing the teams in the top 10 very tough. And the second half is coming up shortly, and we'll see what happens then. We've got about 19 minutes to go to the half.
Okay, good words from...
yes, Frank.
Okay, good words from down there in Gabe's...
We'll throw it back up to you.
Gabe's sideline view down there. It's a good view, and as the handband gets ready to come on for the halftime entertainment, right now we're at halftime in this gorgeous October evening at Quigley Stadium, West Haven. Daniel Hand on the short side of a 7-0 score. Stats here. These are very unofficial, but Hand ran approximately 15 running plays during the first half, and we had Daryl Noble with 54 yards, Monroe with only 4, Milligan with 10, and Borgami with 1 yard. So total of 64 yards on those 15 plays for about a 4-yard average. Not too bad.
Daryl Noble got half of that in one run, didn't he?
He got half of that, he did. On top of that, we've got pass plays. I had unofficially 11 pass plays with 6 completions. Interesting, Roberts received one and he threw one. Milligan threw the rest and he received one. So Hand has been okay, but nothing outstanding because of the defense out there.
Greg Walby set the kickoff. And he hits a low bouncer this time.
Live ball, live ball!
Live ball! And it's going to be a scramble. It's going to be a scramble. I don't know.
Gabe is saying it's white. Gabe thinks it should be white.
Notre Dame is on the bottom of the wall there.
That was really available for Hand to take, the way that thing was bouncing around.
That bounced all the way down to about the 22.
I don't think Hand really had anybody keying on trying to run down and get that ball.
That wasn't really an onside kick. That was just a ground ball hit and make it tough to field. And it was.
Hand was being conservative to keep from having a run back against him, but if one guy had really dived through on that, and it still almost happened. Takedown.
That play is stacked up right in the middle of the line. Ryan Connolly is underneath of it, and also looking to see who the other number was. I never did pick it up. I assumed it was Kingsley, but I couldn't tell for sure.
I kind of was assuming it was Kingsley also.
Ryan Connolly was underneath of that tackle.
That young man, his name is Tate. We didn't have him on the original roster, but I asked downstairs. He's 6'1" and 204 pounds. He's a big boy.
He gained a short yard, and it's run to the right this time. And TJ Naylor turns that play in and makes a tackle. Good play.
That's a good takedown by TJ. Let me tell you. Not only that, but this young man for #1 out there for the Green Knights is also supposedly a state class runner in the hurdles.
So don't turn him loose.
Don't turn him loose.
Notre Dame's had 2 running plays. They've gained just a yard on each one. So good defense so far for Hand.
It's a third down passing play normally on this, unless
third and 8.
They've had luck with a draw, so you might see that.
Motion left, and it's a left-handed quarterback. Man is
no good.
Incomplete. In and out of the hands of the receiver. Dan Anderson right there. Good. And Milligan was behind him. They weren't going to get a first down even if that had been caught.
Good closing by Anderson also on that. A very low pass. Having to throw it on the run.
For a team ranked up in the top 6 or 7 in the state, Hand has played them pretty even to this game. So far, it's 7-0, Notre Dame leading, and they got that because they had excellent field position on a run back. Punt formation, and it's a wobbler aimed toward Darrell Noble, and Noble picks it up on a bounce. He's trying to get blocking on the far side, but there are a lot of green shirts there. He's going to be taken down about the 39.
Hand didn't really drop back very well to give him some coverage down here, because the whole green team basically was down in the line. Darrell did try to get away from the first grouping, but he fell right into another. Nice try, though. Darrell really saw the field and did what he had to do that time.
They had the blocking on the far side, but Darrell couldn't get there.
Couldn't get there.
Yeah, the kick was on this side of the field. Ball spotted about the 38. First down, Hand. Hand's first possession. Good defensive stand on Notre Dame's first possession, though, this second half.
And Roberts at quarterback.
Scott Roberts at quarterback, and carried across the 40 by Darrell Noble. I see 68, Andy Elting is in the line as a blocker. We haven't identified all the line people on offense. Scott Roberts is quarterback. Chad Taylor is the center, 75. Matt DeConcilius, the big number 74, left tackle. Ryan Conley, 64, right tackle. Scott Roberts hands it off to Darrell Noble, got a hole, and he's going to be a yard or 2 short of a first, but a good run.
Well, that was a nice run. Darrell was looking for some more pay dirt out there, and he tried to take a little juke to the left. If he'd gone straight ahead, he might have gotten that first down, but that's it. He was looking for a lot more.
Matt Mesa and Andy Elting are the 2 guards for Hand. Pitch this time to Noble, swinging to the right. And he should have a first down, it looks like, from here.
Going to be close, but I think he did it.
Jeff Monroe out in front blocking.
Darrell Noble on the carry, tackle by Justin.
Oh, jeez. I don't think he got a very good spot.
I thought he had enough forward progress. 4th and short.
Timeout, Hand.
Hand takes a timeout before this fourth down play is run. Fourth down and less than a yard for Hand, and they're going to go for it. They got a power eye in there. Scott Roberts hands it off to that's Anderson.
Momentum should get it.
Is that Anderson carried?
Yeah, Anderson carried it.
And that momentum forward should have him a first down.
He had to get about the 51, a little over the 51.
51?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if you were counting it that way towards Hand's area, and he hit the 50-yard line, so first down.
I thought Darrell Noble had it earlier, frankly.
I did too.
First down for Hand at midfield.
Somehow it seemed to crawl backwards. But...
Scott Roberts at quarterback.
Gabe thinks it might be a long pass happening.
Tim Sullivan motion, and Roberts is rolling left.
Oh, no.
He's going to be tackled deep. Good defensive play by number 89 for Notre Dame.
Oh, it really was.
They're going to spot it about the 43, 42.
The Hand was really going to try to throw a long pass. It was going to take time. Actually, Gabe called that from down on the line there. I don't know if that came on the tape or not, but certainly Walby was just scouting for the goalpost down there. It took too long for it to develop and run down from
about a 7-yard loss, so that will bring up 2nd and 17.
What a shame.
Scott Roberts looking to throw.
Nice protection.
Got time, there's the man. Oh, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Mark Bergami.
Oh, what a shame.
Mark Bergami went in the air and tried to catch that one, but it trickled away.
It was, you can't say it was thrown behind it, but it was.
3rd and 17.
He wants it. Yeah, we'll go down on the. We'll go down to you, Gabe. Go ahead.
Frank, I tell you, throughout the whole game, that was the best pass pattern run by a Hand receiver. Mark Bergami cut that off. He left his defender actually in the dust and just dropped the ball. Beautifully thrown ball by Scotty Roberts and an excellent route by Mark Bergami, but an incomplete pass, 3rd and 17.
Okay, thanks a lot on that, Gabe.
3rd down play. Scott Roberts back to pass again. He's going long, looking for Walby.
Yes!
Incomplete. Walby cannot hold on as he comes down.
Oh, what a shame.
And Walby may be hurt.
That's one of those that might get the wind blown out of him right there.
He landed flat on his back hard. And Coach Philippone is wanting an interference call over there. But Greg Walby probably got the wind knocked out of him on the far sideline. We'll take a break for an injury timeout.
It's either that or else the coach may have thought there was the ground that knocked the ball loose. But yeah, the coach is a little hot down there. We'll see if Gabe, can you pick up the discussion on the field?
Frank, I think what they're complaining about is that the face mask of Greg Wallaby was pulled as they went up for the ball, and he was yanked backwards. He hit the ground pretty hard. That was another good thrown ball by Scotty Roberts, and Greg went up. But I didn't see the face mask for my advantage, but I did see him being pulled to the ground, and they could have caught the face mask. He's getting up a little slow. I think it should be all right. It's just a little shaken up.
Well, I think you heard it there. Gabe was saying that the coach thought that he was face masked, and that's what jarred the ball loose and possibly caused some injury to Greg. But obviously the referees didn't see it the same way.
Fortunately, Greg Walby did get up and trot off, so it looked like he just had the wind severely knocked out of him. 4th and long, however, punt formation for Hand. Ball is at 43. Mike Hominick will punt.
Take away something from these plays. A couple of good pass patterns run and very good throwing by Roberts. Just didn't make the completion.
2 receivers. Hominick has aimed him for the sideline before. Let's see where this one goes. It's going to be fielded on the run down there around the 20. There's the 2 flags thrown in.
Those usually come in for a blocking from behind type situation usually.
Well, 1 flag was thrown deep in behind the Notre Dame team. The other one thrown from behind the Hand team. Is that 1 infraction or 2?
If they saw the same one, it's one.
That's a clip against Notre Dame.
And I think they're calling the same one.
Okay, one infraction. 2 referees saw it. You're right.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball is put back clear to the 20. First down for Notre Dame. We have 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Notre Dame continues to lead Hand 7-0, but this has been somewhat of a classic defensive struggle so far.
Most of the Hand Notre Dame games historically have been this way, too.
We're behind the light tower again. Run this side, cut back, and run up to the 25.
Cal State on the carry, tackled by T.J. Naylor. 5-yard gain will be
TJ's getting in some pretty good licks today.
T.J. Naylor right in the middle of the tackle there, helped out by Kingsley and Milligan and a few other people.
You know, we've made mention before how people seem to try to take advantage of TJ's kind of rookie status out there as a sophomore and his size, but he's coming up strong now. A lot of experience now over these 7 games.
Second down and 5 for Notre Dame. Run to the left and breaks through. Should have a first down across the 30. Finally brought down by Milligan.
Looked like a lot more than it really was, though. That's because he was coming slant ways and he covered a lot of distance, but only really made that first time by about a yard or 2.
the 32-yard line.
Ball to 32. That last run was sort of a misdirection. Finally brought down by Colin Johnson and Ryan Milligan. This time they're going to run to the right. A lot of blocking.
Bang!
Cut down in the backfield. Who was that? That was 42,
Hey,
Kingsley.
Kingsley the younger.
James Kingsley
Cal State tackled by
tackled his man and hung on.
Oh, he sure did. He came in low, knifed him down at the ankles. That's a lot of men to bring down. Kingsley's doing a great job. He's only a junior. We'll see him back again next year with all this experience.
This is a run back to cut back to the other side, and a good run by Notre Dame. First down up to the 45 almost.
King Conley brings him down. But not until he had gotten well out into the backfield there for him. Another first.
First down Notre Dame on the 45-yard line.
They have a lot of blockers in front of their running plays, and they do a lot of misdirection. The blocking goes one way, and the runner cuts back the other. Very successfully so far. There's a penalty marker in Notre Dame's backfield. Here comes another penalty marker. That's the second. That's 2 separate infractions.
Yeah, I think that second one was a face mask, I think, on him.
Yeah, one of them was on the tackle, one of them was before the play started. And we do have a Notre Dame man down on the play. Motion against Notre Dame, and probably face mask against Hand.
Wipe out. That was an inadvertent.
Penalty against Notre Dame, face mask against Hand, offsetting penalty.
Yeah, you can see the hand kind of move on the face mask, but he did drop it away. I didn't really pick up the number on it, but a nice job. Can't help it sometimes. Almost happens out of instinct. Plus, when I was playing football, we didn't have face masks. They just grabbed a hold of your nose.
Now you're dating yourself back in the 20s there, Frank.
Well, I was at least after leather helmets anyway, Kent.
After all that, we'll replay first down.
It's a do-over.
Run right up the middle, and a lot of tacklers in there. Matt Mesa made the initial contact. Kingsley, Colin Johnson.
Boy, a bunch of forearm shivers were being thrown down there. I saw Anderson coming out of the pile still throwing forearm shivers.
That was a 4-yard gain with not much hole.
Oh, boy.
Notre Dame plays power football a great deal. They just try to ram it down your throat. Here comes another one. Cut back to the far side. Finally nailed in the backfield. Ryan Milligan and James Kingsley in on the tackle, but not before a pretty good gain.
The young man just stretches out and he has 2 yards.
Tackled by Ryan Milligan.
Notre Dame has been fairly consistently getting 4 or 5 yards on each one of those runs that have to be tackled by the linebackers in the defensive backfield by Hand. And another run up the middle and a good hole. Finally tackled by T.J. Naylor and Mark Bergame, but a first down and more.
Right now, Hand's defense is kind of bending, and it wants to try to stiffen up a little bit right here because they're getting awful close to that pay dirt again.
You can see the strategy here, Frank, is wear down the defense.
Yes, absolutely. Take those big 230-pound bodies, wear down the 190-pounders.
Here comes a run back to this side, and it's tackled by Bergami.
Nice pickup.
Short gain, only about 2.
You can see that probably shows up real well on the film that time. Well, Mark stayed again back at home on his side to cut off any potential round end runs there, and once he saw the commitment, he went in closed. Nice job of containment.
Jeff Knowlton out of the game for this play.
He was in for Walby, so Walby was out for a play or two, maybe for some equipment or something like that.
2nd and about 7, run to the left. A power run with all those defensive men just pushing their man forward for gain about 4 or 5.
That's really it. Come up about half crouch and just start moving forward as if you're doing deep knee bends in reverse.
Not much deception there, just push the pile.
Push the pile, that's it.
3rd down and about 3. There's another power eye.
Well, you might see an option play too.
Run to this side of the field. And a hurdle over one man, tackled by T.J. Naylor and James Kingsley. And Naylor was a little slow getting up.
That was a tough one right there, boy. You could hear that up here. The way he had lowered his shoulders into the player, number 20 for the Green Knights. Green Knight hit him with his knee right on the shoulder pads. That's the kind of thing where you can get either just a bad stinger in your shoulder nerve, or else you're going to get a separation. But he's jumping up. He's doing okay. Probably got the
Naylor
stinger.
doesn't want to come out. He wants to stay in there.
Well, that's what he got himself a stinger down there, but
he's playing a good game tonight. He's in on a lot of tackles.
We really got to give him credit for that. Dan Brand coming in to take his place.
So we were talking about Naylor not being too large. He's replaced by a man who's even smaller. 1st down for Notre Dame at the 26. Run to the right. And it breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and then heading for the end zone. Touchdown. Ryan Milligan tried to make the tackle, was not able to bring him down. Notre Dame scores for the 2nd time with 2:28 left, 3rd quarter.
Well, what you kind of saw that time by Tate running through there, he really didn't open up his speed. He was going maybe, let's say, 3/4 speed. And so when he saw Milligan coming for him, he just picked up his burst, and the timing was off by Ryan. He had the wrong angle for the speed that Tate was able to come up with. Good play by Tate. Ryan couldn't do much about it.
Conversion try by Notre Dame. The snap is low.
It should be dead.
And it's thrown in the end zone, complete for a 2-point conversion. So everything's going right for Notre Dame right here.
I'm sorry, I thought the ball was on the ground and the knee was on the ground. No, they lucked out on that one, I think.
15-0 now. Notre Dame leading hand with a little less than 2.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Set to kick off, back to hand. Back to receive are Jeremy Friedler and Darrell Noble. It's kicked deep. Fielded about the 9-yard line by Darrell Noble. He gets up ahead of steam around the corner. Darrell Noble cuts it back.
Oh, Darrell, baby!
And this he's coughing behind. Darrell Noble is going to take it all the way in. We have a flag lying at the 28-yard line, however. And that's going to be a clip against hand.
What can you say about that? Absolutely outstanding.
91-yard run is going to be called back on a penalty.
What a shame. Darrell did. Oh, Gabe is really upset over the call that he was right down there in the sidelines where that came from. He's saying to us over the. Wow. Well, Hand now has had 2 touchdowns, both of them called back because of infractions. And it'll be interesting to see that one back over again because Gabe's got a pretty good eye down there.
That was a great run by Daryl Noble. He turned the corner and he had to break a tackle or two, and a man made a dive at him and slowed him up, and he kept going. Stepped out of that tackle.
But literally, Hand has now had 2 touchdowns, both of them taken back, because we had the one in the first period there where Wallaby had the catch. And
That's right.
Motion penalty, and then this one here, of course, with the tremendous run back.
And gets the ball instead at the 14, and it's pitched wide to Daryl Noble, and Noble is turning the corner and gains about 6.
Well, it'll be interesting to see that over again. But anyway, Daryl on the roll.
Carry tackle by Andy Smiler.
They're going to give him about 5, it looks like.
Second and 5 from 20.
Almost finished this third period here, Ken.
Yeah, we're down near a minute and a half left in the third period. And you're absolutely right, Frank. Hand has had 2 touchdowns scored, both of which were called back on penalty. Scott Roberts at the control, the quarterback. He's looking to throw, and there's his man over here. Incomplete, overthrown. Tim Sullivan was the intended receiver.
Had a man over his back on Sully that time, but they're calling saying he was going for the ball. He came over his back, didn't make contact, but the referee saw differently.
They may have decided that was not a catchable ball. It was a little bit out of reach of Sullivan. Third and 5 for Hand at the 19. They need a first down here to keep it going. And Roberts being pressured, and now the throw is across, intercepted, in and out of the hands of Kingsley, intercepted by Notre Dame. And there's a flag down. An illegal block is going to bring this one back. Man takes it inside the 5 to about the 4, but there was an illegal block back here about the 24.
Flag on the play.
That play.
Indication is clip against Notre Dame.
That'll come back from the
That was aimed for Kingsley, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It was bobbled a little bit and picked off on the bobble by Notre Dame. The interception will stand. The run back inside the 5 will not. They'll bring it back on the penalty. Penalized back to the 39.
Well, it's too bad. Hand needed that first down, and it was there. Just wasn't meant to be.
9-yard line of Hand.
And we're going to see power football by Notre Dame with a 15-0 lead over Hand.
Oh, yeah, nothing but ground.
We're going to grind it out and run. Here's another flag. Flag on this play. Hand stacks that one up with a very short gain. T.J. Naylor in on that tackle.
It's normally going to be a holding on the sweep that time. I think we should see it that way, but let's see who's coming up.
Ryan Connolly on the bottom of the tackle.
Ben Conley. I'll tell you, he comes in
Holding.
He comes in the game weighing about 220, and he goes out losing probably 40 pounds, I think. He plays so hard and so tough. Not to mention getting squished out of him when he's on the bottom of the pile. He's going out to take a blow right now.
Ryan Connolly, or James Kingsley are on the bottom of most tackles.
I'll tell you, they really are.
In for Connolly. Let's see, who is in for him?
Usually Elton comes in a lot, doesn't he?
No? Deaconcilius is in.
There you go.
Matt Deaconcilius, 74, is in the middle of the line.
Notre Dame first and 20 from the 48-yard line.
Well, that's the right direction. We want him to go anyway.
We're down to a minute left in the third quarter. They're staying in that power eye, and they're going to run it back to this side. And they're wrapped up by several Hand players. Dan Anderson over the top had both arms around him.
Bogami took a run at it, but again, I really don't see Hand digging for the ball. You know, you got to be sure and make sure you make the tackle. But you get somebody in the arms, maybe you can punch that ball loose a little bit. Got to try to make something happen.
Sean Manley in for Zach Suppy. This will probably be the last play of the third quarter. We're down to 20 seconds.
Manley's good size, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore. Good athlete.
Run right up the middle also, and a lot of tough football played in the middle of that line.
Man.
And we're down to 10 seconds and running. That will run out the third quarter with Notre Dame ahead of Hand 15-0. And Hand has had 2 touchdowns called back on penalties.
Now let's take it down on the field to Gabe and see if Gabe, did anybody pick up fouls on that penalty that you saw?
Frank, I don't think so. I mean, that was probably the latest flag I've seen in a long time. It looked like the referee had glue in his back pocket when he went to throw the flag out. Darrell was down to about the 5-yard line or so, or almost in the end zone, and the flag came flying out of his back pocket. I thought, actually, he was close to the sidelines. I thought he was marking that he stepped out of bounds. Never mind that there was a penalty. But I tell you, Hand is right now shuttling players back and forth. Stamina is going to be a factor here in the fourth quarter. I see Ryan Connolly is coming out. Matt DeCasilius is in. They're changing some of the backers every once in a while, trying to keep fresh ball players in and fresh legs, because, you know, they played Monday, and it's short turnaround, especially when you go up against a team like Notre Dame, to play 2 games in 1 week. You know, colleges don't do it and the pros don't do it, and they're trying to keep the fresh legs in the ball game. Let's throw it back upstairs to you guys.
Okay, good points by Gabe down there. Okay, Ken, here we go.
12 more minutes in this football game. Quarterback rolling, looking to throw, and he's got a lot of room to run. Being pursued by Connolly, and finally rolled out of bounds by Jeff Monroe.
Nice job. Boy, Connolly really showed some speed there too, didn't he?
Ryan Connolly from the nose tackle position goes from sideline to sideline.
Now the flag on the sideline.
The Notre Dame coach is right in the ear of the referee there.
Yeah, and it's done. It looks like the head coach is in an argument. It might be a sportsmanlike. The coach probably wanted to see about tackling out of bounds, but the play was already underway, and it was the momentum that carried him out of bounds.
I think the contact was made inbounds, but it carried on out of bounds.
Absolutely, yeah, there was nothing, you know, and the coach was...
They are going to move it back against Notre Dame.
Yeah. Let's see what he looks like.
What was that call? That was a mystery penalty. Personal foul.
Yeah, against Notre Dame. And
that may have been against the coach.
It was on the coach, yeah. Yeah, thrown right at the head coach is what Gabe saw from down at his vantage point, where he's looking right across the field at it. So it's 4th and a long.
4th and 25 punt formation for Notre Dame. And a good punt. Being fielded by Darrell Noble inside the 20. And now he's looking for blockers. He's got a few blockers. There's a flag. There's a flag. And we're going to have an illegal block down there where Darrell Noble was dancing.
That's a danger. What happens in a case like that? Darrell goes and shifts his direction, and somebody's already starting to make a block. He's already committed, and the person you're blocking on turns around, and it's a penalty on you.
So it's blocked from behind, which will be a clip.
What a shame.
Darrell Noble kind of danced in place waiting for some blocking, and he got it pretty well set up.
Yeah, he took that left side and there was nothing but green out there. And he did have white. Well, it's all the green's there. He says, hey, the white must be on the other side.
That's going to push Hand clear back to the, 9-yard line, it looks like. About to 8.
Boy. This is a long field to try to cover.
On the return.
When you need 2 touchdowns.
Gabe wants it. Okay, right down to you, Gabe. Gabe, we did pass it down to you. We did pass it down to you, Gabe. Go for it.
Okay, Frank, thank you. I tell you, I just Hand was called for another clip, and it's tough to block when you have a kick returner like Darrell Noble going one way, the next way, deking this way, deking that way. The blockers don't know which way he's going, and sometimes that's where you pick up the clips. So back upstairs to you guys.
Okay, up to us.
That play was a 7-yard completion from Scott Roberts to Greg Walby, and now Roberts is going to run. A lot of green shirts over there, though.
That's some distance, though.
Maybe gained a yard after all
maybe.
that.
Scott Roberts on defense, tackled by Michael Roberts.
Third and a couple.
32.
These are tough yards. Tough yards. Defense at a time like this has almost a feeding frenzy ready because they know they're on the top side of this and they can be aggressive.
And needs almost 3 yards to keep this drive going. It's going to be a pass play and incomplete. Throw it behind Greg Welby that time. That'll bring up fourth down deep in their own territory.
It kind of looked like Scotty just thought that Greg was going to come out and button hook over to the right instead of coming into the left that time. It's too bad. Hand can't give away the ball too many times. They got him 15 points to make up.
Mike Hominick is going to punt from about the 5.
Been doing a good job out there.
It's a low driving kick. It hits and bounces. And Tim Sullivan is down there where the return man had no chance to pick it up and run with it.
Yeah, they don't really care right now anyway. It's a matter of time as far as Notre Dame's concerned. Take no chances. They don't need to. No, don't give the game away.
Please stay off the field at the end of the game.
We have 10.5 minutes left, and Hand needs 2 scores to catch up with Notre Dame. So we will see Notre Dame keep the ball on the ground and punch it right at Hand. Run to the left. And they brought down after a 4 or 5 yard gain. That's tackled by Suppies and Monroe.
You know, this Notre Dame team, I just remember conversing with some of the people last year, talking about some Notre Dame players in Division I. Most notably right now is Tarek Sala playing for University of Wisconsin. I know this team, anytime Wisconsin's on major TV, they watch the game to watch their
He's one of the best linebackers in the Big Ten, too.
He is.
There's a big run across the right side and a real hard run. Finally tackled by Ryan Milligan, a sure tackle, but not until he ran 10 yards.
And a little bit more about Sal. Of course, that's quite an inspiration for a team to know that one of their guys is doing national TV, full scholarship. He's also, I believe, a candidate for the Outland Trophy for linemen. And if they watched that, they saw last week Wisconsin give the game away. I don't know if you did, Kent. When they had the game in hand and they had a couple of plays to run out and just needed to take a knee, and they didn't, lost the ball in a fumble, lost the game on a pass. And I'm sure that sort of thing is pounded in the heads of these young men. They don't want to do the same thing.
I remember Sala when he played against Hand. He was also an excellent fullback. So he played linebacker and he played fullback and he was on the field the whole game.
He was the leading rusher in the state.
And boy, there's a good tackle by Kingsley. Cut right through and met the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we remember also we were talking about Sala playing at our Strong Fields several years ago, and he made a touchdown that won the game for Notre Dame against Hand. It was a year Hand might have had an opportunity to make the state. They didn't. It was a win that really gave momentum to Notre Dame to go to the state, and I think it was the year they were state champions. But Sala made that touchdown, and Peter Lawler had a shot at catching him, and he was clipped, but the referee ruled it inconsequential, so they never threw the flag on it. And I remember that particular thing. Peter Lawler did have a shot at him, and it really was one that boosted Notre Dame in the state championship.
2nd and 11 for Notre Dame. They're most interested at this point in letting the clock run. And it's a counter coming back to this side, and man's got the corner. Ryan Milligan rides him down at about the 22.
You know, I think Ryan Milligan might be interested in taking up bulldogging.
He's played a very good defensive game.
Sure has.
And Scott Roberts is taking over as the quarterback. Good share on offense, but Milligan is playing tough defense. Another first down for Notre Dame. Keeping it rolling. We're inside 9 minutes now.
Milligan uses his speed to get out there and in the area of the ball carrier, and then you can see him go heavy and really wrap up and drop. Does a nice job.
Brian DeConcilius into the game for Monroe. Run to the right side, and that's Matt Mesa hanging onto his leg. Matt Mesa hit his man behind the line of scrimmage, was dragged forward for a couple of yards.
He's getting up slowly. No, that's Kingsley.
Kingsley's got a long night in the bottom of the pile.
I think he was digging himself out of a hole right then. He was so far down and almost like one of those cartoon characters that gets run over by a steamroller. But he's resilient. He's puffed right back up to his 180 pounds.
Notre Dame. Second down and 8. And they're running back to the left side. Man breaks through, heading for the end zone, and they will score again.
Well, what we're seeing here is that wear down capability. A much bigger offensive line, taking advantage of their size and just getting it pounded. This is the kind of ball that Hand likes to play as well, so Hand knows it, but not much you can do about it. These guys are just really getting crushed in there, Ken. Matter of fact, let's push it down to Gabe down there and right at the end zone.
Frank, I tell you, they blew a hole open there that you could drive a truck through. We say that every couple of times, but that's Charlie Tate's 16th touchdown on the ground this year on the season. And the other big backer, O'Keefe, has 9. I tell you, I mean, you know, Hand is hung in there, but I think really right now, as you can see that their legs are getting a little bit tired. It's like a boxer. You know, you talk about your stamina late in the rounds, and, you know, playing that game on Monday afternoon and coming back on such a short turnaround. We've been talking about this, you know, all game. I think it was a great disadvantage for Hand to play a game on Monday and come back in and play an all-important game against a ranked team just a few days later. No real time for preparation, and actually, as we said, it's that stamina once again. You know, that's why we're seeing a lot of different ball players in here. That's possibly why that we're seeing Scotty Roberts at quarterback, because Ryan Milligan plays on defense also, and you got a fresh quarterback in there. And I'll throw it back up to you guys. You can take the kickoff.
Okay, thanks a lot, Gabe.
Notre Dame to kick off, back to Hand. Jeremy Friedler is on the far side, Darrell Noble on the near side. The last time we did this, Noble took it 91 yards, but it was called back on a penalty. This time he fields it right at the 10. He's coming to this side of the field, and a good cut up field to the 35.
Now, that was 91 yards. You had that as a run back if you had been able to count it. I think that would have been a team record. Now, I ought to check the record book, but I think the team record was at 89 yards, done twice in the same year by John Guinapero.
Guinapero?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a better memory than I have.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull that out, and I'm quite sure John Guinapero and...
that was a pretty good run back right there. He fielded that ball at the 10, brought it back to the 35. Hand with the ball at the 35, but now they're trailing 22-0. We have 7.5 minutes left in this ball game. That's a long one. And Walby is looking for the ball, but the defensive man breaks it up. He put that ball in the air all the way to the 30.
Hand fans didn't like a little bit of extracurricular activity out there by the Notre Dame player that was guarding Greg Walby that time. What he did is really kind of held on to Greg's hand after the thing and kind of wrenched it around a little bit.
Scott Roberts put that ball in the air about 45 yards.
Nice toss. It was there. It's kind of maybe a little bit short, but that's about all you could expect it.
When you're throwing it 45 yards, it's hard to get it right on the button. Another pass play. Roberts straight back this time across the middle, aiming for Walby again. And the defenders are all around him. Walby is getting tough coverage.
Milligan was out on a pattern too, and it didn't look like there was much coverage on him.
Third down and 10 for Hand. Walby goes to the far side, Sullivan the near side. Monroe and Noble are in the backfield behind Scott Roberts. And Roberts rolling, better unload it. And incomplete. Walby makes a dive for it, cannot catch it. And Scott Roberts looked like he got leveled after he threw that ball.
From behind too, I think.
So we will have a break here as coaches look at Scott Roberts, who got smashed after he threw that ball.
Wait a minute. All right, Okay, everybody, we have been stopped here because of injury to Scotty Roberts on the field, and you can see the ambulance is coming off. They take him to the hospital. Gabe Alzano down the field has already talked to the field doctor down there. Gabe, take it away.
Frank, according to the field doctor who is here attending, he thinks that Scotty's got a broken collarbone. He was knocked out for about 3 to 5 seconds when he hit the ground. It was a clean hit. At the early diagnosis doesn't seem to be serious. Doctor is in his vehicle calling ahead to the hospital and letting them know that Scotty's on the way and what he thinks is wrong with him from the field. So that's pretty good news, because they were really concerned about his neck there for the beginning when he did not move when he was on the field. And Ryan Milligan is back at quarterback for the Tigers. We got 7:18 left to go in the ball game, and Hand trails Notre Dame by the score of 22-0. And I'll throw it back upstairs to you guys.
Okay, we just had our first play, and Ryan Milligan took it. He's back into quarterbacking now.
That was a 4th down and 10, and Ryan Milligan went for 15, so first down for Hand.
Okay. Well, we all wish the very, very best for Scotty. We'll be looking forward to hearing about some very positive results hopefully later on. His mom, it looked like, did get into the ambulance with him. She was here. And we also feel like we saw his dad coming off the field, probably getting the personal car as they pull away. Okay, Hand, second play, Ken.
First down at the midfield. Pitch to Noble, swinging to the right side, and he's got a little corner. He pushed out of the bounds hard and bowls into a couple of sideline players for Notre Dame. It's a good thing he hit a couple of players there, because otherwise he's liable to hit that hard bench.
Yeah, that bench could have really caused a problem for him.
About an 8-yard gain by Darrell Noble.
Hand really hasn't, in this whole second half, hasn't had the ball a whole lot. A lot of it missed attempts at passing. But we want to see Hand at least try to get on the board here. Although they've already should have been on the board twice.
That's right. Darrell Noble and Dan Anderson in the backfield behind Milligan is pitched to Noble, and Noble turns the left side.
Oh, he's looking
for the side. Got a first down, out of bounds over there to stop the clock. Runs over the fence on the far side.
He is really, really seeing that field well now, isn't he, Ken? I mean, that's a lot of fun to see that happen.
He's running into the bench on one side and into the fence on the other side.
Hey.
5-yard line of Notre Dame.
Now this time, if he kind of eases up, we're right down the middle, maybe we'll see some pay dirt.
Yeah, they're trying to stretch the defense out a little bit here. We're down to 7 minutes left in the ball game, and Hand is trailing 22-0. But one of the characteristics of Hand football teams is that they play hard until the last whistle blows. Ryan Milligan looking for Walby, a little low and outside. Ball one.
Didn't look like Ryan was able to quite get the grip on that, but he was fighting for a grip on that. As time was running out, and we had a limited amount of time, he just didn't able to get the steam on it that he wanted to, I think.
No chance to catch it by Walby. 2nd and 10, ball at the 35.
You know, when I was down on the field before the game, I even thought there was a fair amount of dew on the ground then, and it may have settled out even more.
We've got a confrontation on the sideline. A referee is over, clear over, talking to some of the Hand fans.
Who are they talking with over in the sideline?
I'm not sure.
A little argument?
I'm not sure what that conversation was. I'm not sure I wanted to hear the language.
Well, it looked like certainly some sort of confrontation between the officials and
probably somebody didn't like the way that Darrell Noble was rammed into that fence on that last play. It's a lateral swung out to Jeff Monroe, who now turns it up around the 30. That's a
interesting play.
5 or 6 yard gain on it.
It's certainly one we haven't seen, I don't think, before, Ken. If we have, it's been very rare.
That was not a forward pass. That was a lateral.
That's right. It certainly was. Plus, maybe we might see that end around we saw early in the season against West Haven.
Ryan Milligan is back in a quarterback after Scott Roberts was injured in this game and taken off in an ambulance. 3rd down and 4 for Hand. Milligan gives it to Bergami, and Bergami gets short yardage. short of a first down. He needs to get clear to the 25.
Well, I know he's about a yard and a half short.
Yeah, about a yard and a half. That's a fourth down play coming up, but if they're going to go with 4th and 10 and way back in their own territory, I'm sure they'll do it here.
We have another final field cut for 3 and 6.
Fourth down play. Howari, Bergami is the tailback. Monroe and Anderson are the 2 men up front, and there goes Bergami.
He's got it.
He's got it across the 25. He's got the first down plus 2 or 3 more.
Oh, Hand has really used, I have down on here 6 different runners. We've had Noble, Anderson, Monroe, Milligan, Bergami, and Roberts doing carrying chores out there.
On that fourth down play, they had both Daryl Noble and Greg Walby out, and Sullivan. They all came back in on this play. First down for Hand. Milligan, another lateral to the far side. They better cover it. And that's Daryl Noble who picks it up. And he gets close to back to the line of scrimmage, but he did have the presence of mind to go after that ball because it was a lateral.
That was very heady.
Daryl Noble on the carry, tackled by Justin Smith. 2nd and 12, 24.
They lost a couple yards. I think that ball was on top of Daryl Noble a little bit before he expected it.
Yeah, he really didn't get a chance to turn around and get a look at it coming at him, I don't think. At least that's the way it struck me.
2nd and 12. Now he's looking for...
Yes!
That's Greg Welby at the sideline and takes it in for a touchdown right down the left sideline.
Greg Walby's 2nd touchdown of the night, but only 1 that counts.
And that ball was thrown well before Walby turned to look for it.
Nice touch on that pass.
He put it right in Walby's numbers so that...
Yeah, and he had a loft on it, too. He had a slight loft to get over the heads of the defenders, and it worked well. Nicely done. They deserve to have at least one on the board.
With 4:20 left in the game, Hand scores for the first time, and they're going to go for 2. They got 3 receivers split to the left.
Going for the 2.
And Milligan's going to roll left. Now he's going to throw and almost intercepted. Incomplete pass. It remains 22-6.
Okay, let's, as that doesn't go completion, we'll go down. What do you have on the field there, Gabe?
Frank, I tell you, that was a beautiful play, beautiful call by the Tigers. That was a double pump fake by Ryan Milligan, the quarterback. Greg Wallaby did a little stutter step. His defender stopped, and then he just picked up some steam, and that was a beautiful thrown pass by Ryan Milligan for the touchdown. I was standing right beside Greg Wallaby when he caught the ball. Nice design play by the Tigers. With 4:20 to go, they get on the board with 6 points, and I'll throw...
Okay, that's a good call down there, and positioning himself well on the field is Gabe Balsamo. He was right at the point, as he said, that Walby got the catch. So now Hand will be kicking off. The walloping wallbanger down here will be kicking it back to Notre Dame's quarterback.
I doubt if he'll kick it that far, Frank. He may kick this one low and make it bounce.
Truism, it really should probably be.
And that's what Notre Dame is expecting. You got 10 men up. In that first 5 yards and only 1 man deep.
Yeah, and they're all low-numbered guys on the field, which means they want them guys that can catch the ball and hold on to it. Having been a former lineman, I don't know, I take that as an affront when they don't think that I could catch the ball.
And it's a big scramble for it just across the 50.
And had a good run at it. And Gabe's calling it green.
And Notre Dame thinks they have it, and Notre Dame has the ball.
Onside kick covered by Notre Dame.
Nice try by Hand, though.
It went just far enough.
Well, got to try to cause a turnover, a couple of quick ones.
We're going to see a lot of running up the middle now by Notre Dame with 4:18 left on the clock. Hand's band
is still over there doing their job. Gotta hand it to those kids.
Here's a run.
Yes.
In the backfield by Suppes and a lateral and tackled by Jeff Monroe for even a bigger loss.
You bet. Nice play, Zach.
Zach Suppes had his man wrapped up and he lateraled to Jeff Monroe, who tackled that man for another 4 or 5 yards further back.
You know, even with time running out, you know, this game of football is so strange that you can put 2 or 3 touchdowns on the board, so you don't give up. And that was a nice work right there. And also a guy like Zach, of course, you know, Zach's a junior. He's got another year to play. All this experience is tremendous.
About a 9-yard loss by Notre Dame. Handed off, cut back to this side, and Suppes did not quite make the tackle, slows his man up, and is finished off by several other tacklers.
Initially, yeah, you're right. Suppes hit him again and deep in the backfield, slicing through. Ryan Conley bringing him down.
About a 6-yard gain. I'll bring up 3rd down and 13.
3rd and 13.
And everybody's dirty down there in shortstop position.
Yeah.
Notre Dame with a big line trying to push Hand right backwards.
You know, we talk about the stamina and all that, and the Hand really has got to be worn down, but by golly, they're doing well by themselves down there. You still have pretty much the same team. Oh, Hand has been shoveling players in and out to give everybody a little bit of a break.
So 3 plays, they've got the ball back just about where it started. 4th down and 10. Darrell Noble deep to receive a punt. We're down to 2:10 and running. Low snap and a good kick out of there. Going to be fielded by Noble at about the 10, and he hasn't got any place to go. He is going to get buried at about the 16 or 17.
Wall started to set up on the left-hand side, but I don't know if it was on purpose or by accident. He almost could have gotten over there and had some help, but you know, Hand almost always will set up Wall right, and they didn't that time. I think that's what maybe Darrell was looking for, but nice job by Darrell. He doesn't give up very easily out there.
Hand trailing by 16. We have 2 minutes left in the game. Walby and Sullivan are split wide for Hand. Ryan Milligan is looking for Walby, and he runs over a referee, cannot catch it right on the sideline. Greg Walby ran over 1 referee and 1 cameraman from Channel 8.
I was going to say, there's some other thing down there in the way, that obstacle that could have broken a kid's leg, for heaven's sake.
This field does not have much space beyond the sidelines or the end zone.
Yeah, matter of fact, these light stanchions in the end zone are heavily padded because they are in dangerous areas.
2nd and 10 for Hand. Milligan rolling left. Now he's looking to throw long. Incomplete, almost intercepted, aiming for Darrell Noble on the far sideline.
That was a good overall pass. A lot of distance, long ways across the field. Darrow was moving extremely fast. He actually ran the pass.
Darrell Noble made a catch for a long touchdown against Cheshire.
Sure did. Something like 60 yards, I think it was.
At least, yeah, I can't remember the yardage.
Well, something smells good. Oh, I guess it's that fried dough pizza wagon down behind us here.
There's a pass across the middle, overthrown, looking for Noble again.
Boy.
And that ball was in and out of the hands of a defender. 4th down and 10 for Hand. We got 1:41 on the clock.
Well, Hand is not going to give it up. I think you can count on that, because there's no mileage in doing that. You got to have the ball to make points, so they'll try.
The ball is spotted at about the 18.
really tough.
And Hand is going to go for it on 4th and 10.
This stage of the game, the defense knows you're going to go to the air, and that limits what they have to
everybody looking
watch
for
out
pass. And there's a flag. That's going to bring up 4th and 15 for Hand. Somebody moved a little early, I believe, for Hand.
It's tough at 4th and 10, a little tougher at 4th and 15, but...
Well, the score currently is 22-6, and if they don't make 15 yards here... No, that penalty is against Notre Dame. What do we got here?
Well, a little bit of a...
Little late holding call. Defensive
Oh, they must have
holding?
encroached.
Defensive holding?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not sure what the 4 fingers mean. That'll bring up 4th down and 5, a little bit more of a makeable play.
It was blown before the...
The referee here is on camera and wouldn't get off for a while.
There's a clock thing?
I don't have a clue as to what this is. Apparently they're trying to reset the clock.
Well, now it's 4th and 5 anyway.
We added 4 seconds to the clock is what that was all about.
Big 4 seconds.
I don't believe that's going to have a major impact on this game.
That had to
4th
be
down play, and they're going long. That's Walby out there, complete pass on the sideline.
Out of bounds.
Pushed out of bounds.
Oh, nice
So they make the 4th down.
You know, that will certainly help the statistics, at least, for the game a little bit with a completion like that. But it'd be nice to get on again. Again, we can't help but saying that, again, 2 touchdowns called back for Hand. And that would have made it a very tight ball game. Changes all the tactics and everything.
That changes the complexion of how they play it, doesn't it?
Sure.
Ryan Milligan looking to pass on about every play.
Up high.
Up high, overthrown, looking for Walby on the sideline.
Well, I mean, maybe look for another receiver, too. Everybody moves one way, have somebody come in the opposite side.
I think Charlie Gabauer could have caught that one had he been 10 years younger, maybe.
10 years younger.
He had to jump for it. Minute 29 on the clock. 2nd down and 10. Spreading the field, Jeff Monroe is the only man behind the quarterback. Ryan Milligan at quarterback. Look this time for Sullivan, and Sullivan turned it in, and Ryan was looking out.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 10.
And again, it might have slipped a little bit on Ryan again because it just didn't seem to go straight. It seemed to have a little curve on that thing.
Well, this time of the year, you do get a little dew moisture on the ball late in the evening. It is a pleasant evening, however, for late in October.
Sure is. Last time we were at this field, it had been after a pretty heavy rainy weekend. It had been delayed. The Friday game had been postponed till Saturday night, and it was a very, very wet and soggy field.
3rd and 10. This is Walby and Sullivan out here, and intercepted right in front of Sullivan. A good reception by the defender.
Well, when you know what's going to happen,
everybody out there knew that it was going to be a long pass play.
And you got to go and try to you anticipate a thing like that. And yeah, it's a good catch by the defender. He did what he was supposed to do, but.
Hand is getting some new players in the game. Ryan Connolly with his dirty shirt is going out. Number 20 in the game, Jeff Knowlton playing a corner.
Well, Barn Matt DeConcilius down there.
They've got everybody in close because Notre Dame just going to pound it up the middle. Well, the quarterback going to keep and roll it out, but he doesn't want to go to the sideline. Colin Johnson pins him for a couple-yard loss, but Notre Dame doesn't care because we're down near a minute left in the ball game.
Play like that is designed to just wear time down, and you don't want to hand it off and risk a fumble, that sort of thing. So the quarterback takes it, tries to get some clock time gone, and they leave it running.
Notre Dame needs about one more snap, and this game will be history. They played them tough tonight, Frank, but this is a good team.
Well, no question about it. Good team, big team, well drilled and disciplined team. We've seen that. Hand is certainly as athletic and can play with them. There's no question. And when you, again, I don't want to say it, and I don't mean to be poor-mouthing the fact that Hand had 2 touchdowns back, but when you're looking at the positive side of any game, particularly young people, you're trying to develop and encourage things like that. Hey, that would have been, like we said earlier, a completely different ball game at that standpoint. Unfortunately, we're on the losing side of it.
The last play of the game there, the clock is running, and they will not get off another snap. The final score will be 22-6, with Notre Dame West Haven beating Hand. Probably we're more concerned about Scott Roberts, who was hurt in this game, playing quarterback. We don't know too much about what the injury was, but they did take him off in an ambulance. We hope he's well.
Yeah, by far that's the key concern to us right now. Let's go down to Gabe on the field. Gabe, you got some info, and would you like to do a little wrap-up from your standpoint?
Frank, I tell you, the Tigers played a good ball game here, even though the score doesn't reflect it 22-6. I'm going to make this real short. Short week for them. I know they're going to sleep well tonight, probably sleep in tomorrow. We saw a lot of ball players in and out to keep fresh legs in the ball game. A couple of good passes. Now the big concern for next week is who will back up Ryan Milligan at quarterback if Scotty Roberts is lost for the season, if he does have that broken collarbone. It could be number 5, Greg Wallaby, but he's the starting wide receiver, or it could be Morris Hunter. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 160-pounder. So, you know, another injury once again, and, you know, it's hard to come by, but we're home, I believe, next week, and I know the Tigers will come back and give it their all at their next ball game. I'll throw it back upstairs to you guys. That's it from the field.
Okay, thanks very much, Gabe. And how about the final wrap-up here, Kent?
Okay, this is Kent Sprague with Frank Tordoff and Gabe Balsamo down on the sideline. Steve Fust all the way tonight on the camera.